Okay, so we know that there are bad guys around. So for the moment, we'll just keep that in mind until we get. I think I am going to have to kill these ones as I go down, but that one can just be fun and get shot at whenever they have a wander around. So we did build. Um, we did research. Um, I'll remember what I'm trying to say in a minute. We did research the better furnaces, so we are going to run back and we're going to do some of those. So we are actually using green science faster than we're researching it, which is quite surprising. Let's find red science. Same as red science as well. Not massively, but and it might just be that it's kind of buffering because they do use 30 at a time. But black science we're not, because we're not using any black science at all at the moment. So we would want to horizontally flip that. I think we do want to do that, but I think I'm going to want to do it in person. So let's copy that. We'll horizontally flip that. Pop it down. So this doesn't get any water yet. I think it's there we want. Yay, so they now have water. Actually, I don't want that. That would be a pointless duplication. So then if we copy this, copy that. So we can't have one there, we can't have one there. And go there, and go there. So none of them have been built, and they won't be built for a while, well, until one of my construction bots gets around to it. But I am producing all the required materials in my mini factory thing here. Yeah, we've got a load of steam engines. We've got quite a lot of boilers. We've got loads of pipe, loads of underground pipe. So that'll just take time. There's nothing to be made. It's just time for a construction bot to know that there's something there to do and come and do it. Now, does that look blue because it's blue, or does that look blue because it's red, but it's a ghost, so it's tinted blue? It's just tinted blue because I've got blues. So this will make us some electric furnaces. That's going to take quite, oh, maybe not. Yeah, I've got a fair few reds there already. Built a lot of those I didn't really need. Oh well, they can stay there for later. Because I'm building sticks, what are they called? Iron sticks. I can now build those and those. And I will try and remember to change some of my plans to need these. So these have a 5x5 area, and the wire reach is 7.5. These have a 7x7, and the wire reach is 9. these only have a 4x4 area, but these reach 32. So if you're running long distance electricity, but you don't need anything intermediate, so it's just you need power over here from here, then you would run big poles, and they just have a tiny little area around them that gets powered. Whereas those are just slightly bigger versions of those. And then at some point there is a substation, which is the other way around. Its wire reach is really small, but its supply area is massive. So you can't link two substations together very easily, but one substation powers a huge area. This is building me loads of repair packs, so if anything gets damaged, these will go and repair it. I'm not sure if they replace things that have been destroyed or not. I think they might do. They might replace walls that have been destroyed by bugs, but I'm genuinely not sure. So what was I going to do? I was going to build some electric furnaces, so I need quite a lot of materials for that. It is a bit iffy whether it's worth doing them vertically. So you would do all of the coal and then all of the iron ore rather than horizontally, because realistically, the belt does move as fast as the slowest part of it. So if you just have one yellow and the rest red, the yellow will still act as a bit of a blocker and won't let things get past it quickly. But I just find it easier to do it piece by piece rather than all at once. And that's just me. Yeah, that is a provider. So some of these, one of the things about just marking massive areas to be of trees to be chopped down is it does take your construction bots quite a while to actually do that. So we're going down to the end to get some resources for to make some of the electric furnaces. Probably should have kept some of those yellows. Nope, you're not belts, you're grabbers. Let's see what resources I actually need. So I need steel, red circuits, and bricks. So you are bricks, so we'll grab some of you. You are steel, so we're going to grab some of you. And then we'll also go and grab some red circuits. Oof, that was only enough for 25. Well, we don't need you anymore, because we've got you. Going to need more than 25. So I need some steel this time. Need steel again. This time I need bricks. So it highlights which of the raw materials you're missing. So if you can see the bricks are red, it means I've got no bricks. And now I need red circuits, which the raw ingredients are iron, copper, and plastic. I'm not sure if I can manually build red circuits, but not sure. There's a few things that you can. 60 of those will be enough for now. Just whilst I've got red belts and these need some upgrading, I'll run past them. Well, I won't run past, I'll stop and do them here. Now, super annoyingly, these are actually bigger. So whereas the stone and the brick forges are 2 by 2, these are 3x3. So it's not as simple as just upgrading them. You have to completely disassemble the system. So all of that goes bye-bye. Which obviously I don't have anything like the space I would need. So the biggest problem really is emptying these buffer boxes. And annoyingly a construction bot has been sent for these, but I'm just going to override it and steal it myself. This is a pain. So we do want the buffer box still. Oh no, it's a survivable problem. So this doesn't need coal, it just needs iron. And this makes 1 every 0.62 seconds. Oh, so it's no faster than that, it just doesn't need coal, which is in itself pretty important. So that's 5. And so we're going to build these in stacks of 10 rather than 12. Not entirely sure why, but it feels right. So now we're going to copy all of this. I'm going to vertically flip it, pop it down, And we're going to kink out our iron ore a little bit. And now we have to do this again. But if we do, we're going to interrupt this. So we'll have to do this a little bit more carefully. So we will grab all of our coal first. And we'll get rid of that into those. And we'll grab all this coal. We are going to cut off power when I break this apart, but it doesn't actually matter. Yeah, much better. Let's pop down a drone portal and a radar just in case. I know what I did. I'm going to start pumping coal into this system. So I'll still have to pull out all of this coal, but this is less about making red belts, it's more about getting rid of all of this iron that I'm picking up out of dozens of red boxes. So if you do remember to build coal on the inside, iron on the outside, this is much simpler. That's why you build these in 10s, not 12s, because they're bigger. And even 10s might be too big. It'll squeeze in. So, a huge part of this game, making sure you give yourself enough space to do things later on. So now my power, I'm using, oh, spikes over 100 occasionally. Spikes nearly up to 126. Are all of these on? Yeah, so they are going. You're not, you're not getting any water because I'm taking big breaks. So it's going to be easier if I do this manually. So there were a couple of spaces where there were things in the way, so I just skipped them for building new power plants. But the power plant feeds the one next to it with water. So once one of them goes, that's it, there's no power. Oh, that was really handy. Uh, so my 50 Steamworks logistics robots, which are the really slow, stupid ones, had all stopped in that tower for some random reason. So I'm happy enough to steal all of those from there. So that under pipe only can go up to here-ish, maybe a bit further, but there's nothing for a couple of jumps. So for this, we'll pop that in to make sure that there's water there. Pop that in. So that's now getting water, that's now getting water, that's now getting water. This is getting water. I'm not sure, I think I went right to the end with the rest of them. So I mean, my only problem now is I'm not getting coal up here. But once these have taken the fill, then coal will start to bypass and get to the rest of them. So no major problems there. This is another one where I've put the iron on the inside, not the outside. So that's all going to need to be torn down. So yeah, if this happens to be the first one you watch, remember to put your iron on the outside. Your iron, well, whatever ore on the outside, and your coal on the inside. But such is life. So I'm still, the power that jumped this one is only coming from this one. So if I took this all down, all of this would lose power again, and some of this up there. But because I put that link in, I've got enough power. So we can get rid of all this. So I've temporarily cut off my supply of iron ore to my things further down the map. But we will just have to go and bear that for now. Alright, well, red belts only use 11.5, underbelts use 97.5, so I'm going to build a lot of underbelts. Oh, and I've accidentally deleted power to 90% of my factory. Right, so again we will copy this. We'll plop it down there. There's just about room. We don't need you anymore. You are red boxes. So we're going to make some you. I need some copper for. Oh, so in the time it took me to run down, a construction bot realised there was a gap there and it ran down and filled it. So that is perfect. Can I be bothered doing those? No, I can't be bothered doing those for now. I'm going to shut off your coal supply. So I'll give them a while and they will eventually just switch to iron. I think I might build one a bit further past this and then come back and delete that. Oh, I'm going to have to mess with these. Oh. So this one little mistake I made at the start of the game is going to be an absolute nightmare to fix. But what can you do? So these create pollution of 1M, whatever that is. And the steel brick furnaces, they create pollution of 4M. So, and if you press P, you get your, nope, that's not, oh yeah, pollution. So if you press P, you move your production, you can look at pollution, and these are actually, there's not that much. It's the drillers that are most of my pollution. Yeah, but still, these are some of my pollution. So we'll get them sorted. Pollution kills trees, and I'm killing I don't know if that's a lot of trees or not. That must be like tree health points or something. And also some of it gets absorbed by the ground. But the more trees you kill, the less trees you have to absorb pollution, so your pollution sticks out further. But shouldn't really bother me at the moment. Still not built a single wall. Which is getting slightly concerning. It is a provider chest, so things can take things from it. They must just have decided it's not an urgent task. I have no idea how that part of it works, what it decides is urgent and what it decides can wait. But clearly it's deciding this can wait. I'm just going to pop down some yellow boxes semi-randomly. Whilst I think of what to do next. I think my really clever layout of doing this is actually really, really pointless for this. I think I needed to leave another gap. I think I needed to leave another space, and then it'd have had room. But can't win them all. Oh, well, they're already out of coal, so that's not too bad. And I've accidentally blocked this off again. So these, in theory, should be the last one, should be the first ones to fill and the last ones to empty, because once the belt fills, they stop they stop emptying to the belt. But they also are the first ones to get emptied by bots. So whereas this can't do anything because this is full. So I'm just going to semi-manually empty these, because it's easier me emptying these boxes than it is getting my drones to empty the furnace. So these are starting to run out of coal, and then I'll just do these as and when they go. So yeah, this was electric furnaces. Very, very badly demonstrated. I don't actually have to be picking these up if I'm careful with my deconstruction, then I can leave these in place. They will be offset to the left or right, but alright, watching me wait for these to turn off probably isn't that exciting, so I think I will call it a day. And I will do this on my own time and show you more exciting things later.